Hello and welcome to the Big Four. My name is Austin.
I'm Grayson.
And I'm Jake.
And I'm Ricky. We're coming to you live from WODU Studios. The date is October 18th. It's a Thursday, as
Is
is
this a
tradition.
podcast now?
Yeah, really. Austin, welcome back from Canada.
Yeah,
you.
they deported him. They sent him back, kicked him out.
Oh,
They
man.
didn't want him.
They're like, you know what? We looked at this guy and we said, you can have him.
It's good to be American.
That's why you try to go to Canada, right?
I mean, you ever think about how lucky we are to live in the same country as four massive sports? Just four of the most important sports leagues in the world exist here. Because
Yeah.
I've thought about that a few times.
I also think about how the only nationally relevant sport, about that internationally relevant sport, is one we are bad at.
Hockey's somewhat internationally
That's
relevant.
fair, but it doesn't have the same coverage as soccer.
I mean, yeah, absolutely true. We're not bad at it. We're not bad at
We're
it.
not as good as we should be, that's for sure.
Yeah, but we're getting there.
What, hockey or soccer?
Soccer. We're good. We're like second or third best in the world
That
at
was
hockey.
like the first rule
Yeah.
of the show. We don't talk about soccer.
Man,
Listen.
I would literally trade like
Everything changed when Austin convinced one of us to become an Everton fan.
I would literally trade like half
Hit
the
me.
NBA players
Hit
right
Are you
now
really?
and make them soccer players.
Are you?
Mhm.
Do you mean that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Take my hand again.
Wow.
Mostly because my coworker is a huge Liverpool fan, so
Oh, it's good banter. It's great banter.
it's great fun. It's great
Richarlison,
fun.
Bernard's looking great on the ball. I'm so happy.
Your boy Gilfy,
Gilfy-
with the
Gilfy
goal of the
season.
year.
Goal of the year.
Yeah,
It's a little
you don't
early
remember
for
that goal?
isn't it? I mean, I'm sure he remembers. He showed it to me.
Yeah,
I mean, sure.
Wow,
Oh,
I
you
can't
have
believe we
mic
started
too.
off
I was
with a
wondering why your
soccer
mic was so
segment.
hot. I was
at
like,
least for
so weird.
Everton's,
So I'm
at
not
least for
talking.
Everton's season.
yeah. I mean, it was really darn good. Two. He hasn't scored like any goals that have gone out on the ground. They've all been like absolute curlers. Oh, bangers only. That's his motto. Okay,
Grayson's
done.
fuming
Yeah,
over here.
we're-
We got to
can
get
we
off the
use
soccer
soccer
Yeah, I
stuff
mean,
with the
that
soccer
dude, that
stuff.
dude is pissed right now. All right. Did anyone prepare any notes today? Because I know I
Yeah, we
didn't.
did.
Yes, we did.
Don't worry.
I'm just before we start. I just saw Grayson looking up his NASCAR fact for the day. Like,
No,
right
I
now.
have it. I'm just double checking all the numbers.
You really are a college student, aren't you, Grayson?
Absolutely.
I mean, I just looked over and I see Jimmy Johnson in all caps, and that was
He's
it.
over here literally turning in homework assignments in the class they're due. It's like he's sitting down in class. He's got his pen and paper out. He's making sure the teacher's not looking at him. Like he's trying to sneak this in before the deadline.
Absolutely, such a baller.
I'm just trying to find all the numbers.
All
We'll
the
get to that
numbers.
later.
Yeah. So honestly, I know we just had one of the best baseball games of the year last night in Game 4 between the Astros and the Red Sox, right?
Sure. You
You disagree with that, Jake?
It was a very entertaining baseball game.
I'd say it was better.
You're right.
I'd say it was better when the Sox put up like 16 or 18 on the Yankees.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty nice.
I mean, we saw the first cycle
live
in
without
postseason history of that game. That was cool.
That's also true. But we're not talking about baseball right now.
Wait, who
because
was that? I can't
think-
remember.
What do we want to
that was
start with?
John- that was,
I don't know. What's on the notes,
Holt.
dude? I haven't even looked
No,
at
we're
this.
gonna start with the
if I'm
most-
being honest.
Brock Holt, by the way.
Jeez.
Yeah, Brock Holt. The biggest sports news probably of the year is the NBA has announced.
Yes, let's start off
Oh,
with that.
yeah, no,
That's
I'm
good stuff.
so
Yeah,
excited
that
to
is
watch this.
honestly like
The
I
G
don't-
League.
The G League is suddenly becoming the
Gatorade's only.
yeah. We got minors in the NBA now, like
Yeah.
actual legitimate like baseball style minors.
Mm-hmm.
It's a straight pipeline now. So
$125,000
that's
a
the
year.
news. Broken this morning. You can
Also,
get select contracts from NBA G League affiliate teams for
For-
125K a year.
for like an actual money.
Yeah, actual money and 125K. So you look at one of the biggest things in minor league baseball is that the contracts are terrible for actually like
You're telling
amateur
me.
players. They are garbage.
But there's just so many. There's so many like levels of
Yeah,
baseball minor league that it's so hard to pay them one sum.
yeah.
You know?
But with the G League, it's like 125K for an 8-month season or whatever. That's legit money
Yeah, that's awesome.
for someone coming straight out of high school. That's fantastic.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
no,
we were
that's
telling
the salary.
like
Yeah.
Grayson and I were talking about it. I'm like, that's a starting teacher salary is what 40K
Something like
at
that.
most.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
high.
so that's
The
3
highest.
years of a teacher
Depends on where you
of a
go,
seasoned
but-
teacher salary.
You're right.
You know,
yeah.
that's crazy. That's awesome.
And I mean, there's going to be some problems with it. Obviously, we talked about this earlier. We don't think 5-star talents, all of it's not going to the G League.
No,
No.
and we said that
don't-
those that don't need the money,
Yeah,
like RJ Barrett,
Yeah,
for
that was the example
example,
you gave.
like he doesn't need the money, so therefore he's more prone to play for a Krzyzewski at Duke.
yeah, or Bill Self at Kansas, so one of these prestige
Exactly.
coaches at a prestige program.
Right. And meanwhile, you have like DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton probably would have gone to the G League.
Right. Right out of because
Yeah,
when you're coming from the Bahamas, there's more pressing need for financially
Yeah.
than so.
And
no.
one thing that I talked about was talking about trying to further your career into the NBA as far as coverage goes. I said, like, if it's coming down to, I guess, quote unquote playoffs, would you rather watch March Madness or would you rather watch the G League playoffs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
March Madness.
Right now,
I think the consensus is March Madness.
yeah, like right now, it's no question. However, if the G League can get this off the ground and start getting those 5-star talents and kind of build it up, it could be a contest. You know, because it takes some of the talent away from the NCAA.
Right.
Right now, all the talent is in the NCAA. So it's gonna take some time for this to really get off the ground.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely not going to be like
Like I was saying, it's gonna start with
instant
the
impact.
bulk of maybe 3-4-star players
Mhm.
who would be 3-4 year guys in college.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see the one and dones go straight to the G League unless, like you were saying,
Yeah, most
they
of them
want to get paid as
Right.
quickly as possible.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree with that
And in
more.
the sense, right now, if you're a one and done player in the NCAA, you know you're only wasting 1 year. If you go
Mhm.
to the G League, you don't really. We haven't seen it yet. We don't know
Yeah.
if is it one and done. Or how long do you spend in the G League? Do you spend
Right.
Probably
half the
one and
season
done.
in
Yeah,
the G
do you
League?
think that they are going to are
Yeah, we're
they,
gonna have like major league style call ups. Like if a
Yeah,
player
that's
is
what I'm thinking.
really
I
overperforming,
like you play
he's
for the
gonna come up.
Skyforce, can the Heat pull you?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question because I don't know how that would fit into the NBA PHA.
Right.
I would assume
right.
not.
They definitely have to redo their player
I mean,
agreement.
Yeah,
this
no,
is
it's
what
gonna be
Wojnarowski. Did I say that right?
Your
I
boy,
can never
yeah.
like
your
get
boy
it.
Adrian.
We just
Shout
call him
out
Woj.
Woj.
Yeah.
Woj.
So Woj was talking about it. He had a lot of tweets about this, and
Yeah.
he had a lot of good insight. So NCAA ball still has the trappings of exposure, packed houses, private jets. You'll get paid there too, just in a different way. But that's not what I wanted to talk about.
Is it a different way?
Right.
Well, I mean, but still,
shout out Sean Miller.
yeah. The NBA quote from Woj. The NBA informed teams no changes to allow high school players into draft will happen prior to 2022. Sources tell
man.
ESPN.
That's still a
NBA
ways out.
/ NBPA have negotiated to change age are negotiating.
Wow.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Have been negotiating to change age eligibility to 18. High schoolers could go already could go directly into G League. It's just now elite can make 125 instead of 35K.
Okay, that's a huge increase.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No, I agree. It's just going to be such an interesting curve to
Yeah.
watch in the next couple of years. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think the
and-
biggest hurdle they have facing them isn't necessarily getting the talent to go. It's about getting the infrastructure to be good enough to get the talent to go.
Right.
And
'Cause, like,
Woj says that he's like league is full. He says he has doubts how many top players will go this road because the G League is full of early connecting flights, long bus rides, small gyms. It
Yeah.
isn't glamorous.
It sounds like the NBA in the 60s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it's gonna. That's what I was trying to get to in the pre-meeting was that like this is gonna be the NBA versus the ABA, except now it's gonna be the G League and the NCAA, and that's the best scenario potentially.
Yeah, I think it definitely is
Yeah, I
because it's
agree.
like you can. I don't know. I think this is just explicitly better, but the biggest hurdle they have facing them is trying to get the coaching to be there.
I mean,
Right.
and I-
Because if you get the coaching to be there, players are going to go. Players sell tickets, not coaches.
And
That's
I-
the thing. And the best coaches in the G League right now are like Jerry Stackhouse, Becky Hammond, and like
Juwan Howard.
Jawan
potentially,
Howard's
yeah.
probably a pretty good coach. Like,
and
wait, Becky Hammond's in the G
what
League?
I was
Well, we
also
don't know yet. We're just saying those level of
but
coaches.
yeah, I mean these are like the kind of
Although I
well, she's
imagine
an
Becky
assistant with San
Hammond will-
Antonio, I think.
I think Becky Hammond's definitely going to be a head coach in the NBA
Yeah.
before.
Oh no, she was
you know,
the head coach
eventually.
for the San Antonio affiliate in the G League. She won
Right.
No, no,
believe-
no. She was in their Vegas.
Was
League.
it? Oh, it was, Summer
was the
League.
Vegas
Yeah,
Summer
it
League.
was
Summer
their
League.
summer
My
league.
bad, my
No,
bad.
but she's way too qualified
She's
to
a-
be a G
she's a
League
good coach.
coach. If we're being honest, she's way too qualified to be a
But
G League coach.
another
But
thing
I mean
that
that's the thing though.
But that's the
it's-
thing. They gotta decide what qualifies you to be a
That's
G
fair.
League coach.
yeah.
And another thing I was thinking about, we also mentioned, you talked about how Carmelo Anthony says that Boeheim had one of the biggest influences on him as a player
Mhm.
of his entire basketball career.
Yeah, in his 1 year. in
When you look
Hughes.
at least right now, going to the NCAA, the facilities, like we mentioned, are better. The coaches are better. The competition is better. Like, can you develop more
yeah,
under a Coach K?
Right.
I feel like players are going to develop more right now in college rather than going to the G League. Yes, you're still in the NBA system. Yes, you still have those connections. However, I think purely from a developmental standpoint, I think going to the NCAA it benefits players more.
I'm actually not sure because right now the G League has better like aggregate talent than I think the NCAA does.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, it's literally an NBA scouting league.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, like it's kind. If you put it in that context, it seems pretty obvious, right? But the point is, like, I think if developmentally, like, if I was some like middle of the pack 5-star recruit or like a 3 or 4-star recruit, and I had the opportunity to go play for, let's say, like Jamie Dixon at TCU, or I could go play for Jerry Stackhouse and I think he's the Knicks G League affiliate coach. Or like, for instance, if Nick Nurse is still at the Raptors at the Toronto affiliate, like if I had to
Right.
choose between those two or like Jamie Dixon, I'm choosing the G League teams because I can play against actually like NBA caliber athletes, play under
And you're
actually
getting
good
paid.
coach, and I get paid at like
It's a
maybe
real job.
125K. Like that's
And
a
we've seen
real
players do this,
man job.
go overseas. Like Terrence
Yeah.
Ferguson didn't go to school. He played professional, I think, in Australia.
Brandon Jennings did it
Yep.
in China.
Yeah, we've
before he
we've
declared.
seen
Yep.
players go overseas to play professional basketball to develop. I'm just looking forward to see where this goes. I think this is obvious. You have to start somewhere, obviously, and I think the potential for this is
Yeah.
huge.
I think it's definitely a very good thing because I remember having like issues because I think the system is currently flawed.
Yeah, I
right.
agree.
You guys wanna move on to
The start of the NBA season.
yeah. What have you guys seen? I know Grayson had some things to say. I haven't had time to really pay attention these
Yeah,
first 2 weeks.
real
I'll be
quick,
watching the game at 7.
Before we
but that's
dissect
about it.
anything, I just want to hear one thing that you noticed from the opening 2 nights
Of
and,
NBA season?
I want to start.
One
Phoenix.
sentence.
Yeah. Okay.
Phoenix is fun. I like
This
him.
is fun.
That's just one sentence. What's your one sentence?
Milwaukee's legit.
He'd probably echo that, but
No, Pelican signings look really good.
that is something I have read about. I haven't seen it. Definitely have read about that.
AD MVP after one game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen, if this is
okay.
if it was going to be any year, it'd probably be this year.
I've got a good follow-up question. What's your biggest overreaction?
Milwaukee's the number 2 seed in the East.
Pass. Come back.
Does that have to be a real overreaction, or can I make something up?
I mean,
Houston's bad.
all right.
Oh,
I should-
man.
I walked
thought I
into
hated
that.
Carmelo Anthony. Jeez.
That's great. That's great.
Wow.
Come
Come on,
okay.
Jake. What you got for us? You don't get to pass. Come on. I had to sit here and say Milwaukee's the number 2 seed.
I got Wizards 4 seed. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This is the season they implode. Well, whatever.
I mean, I hope so for their sake.
Me
think
too.
they
I hope
need
for
it.
my sake. I hope they blow up in some
Hassan back to being a top 15 center in the league.
Top 15 center. The bar is real low, huh?
Yeah.
Well, let's say top 10 then. I mean, 18 and 12.
You could be
18
top-
and 12 against
top
against
5?
Orlando,
You don't
right?
think- so that's
Against
the thing is,
Mobamba.
Hassan, the year he came out, he was a top 5 center, right? Like the year he
Yeah.
really came out, he's top 5
Yeah.
center in basketball. Like,
That's why he got that big deal.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
And then-
that's I feel like the bar for him.
But yeah, I
Alright,
mean,
anyway.
Gross
anybody got anything
overreaction
cool to
was that
say? Because
contract.
I mean, it's so fresh into the season. The storylines are still
Makes you say
young.
that.
I mean, you could say
It's 2 days into the season.
Sarcasm. Austin.
Fizdale got the
Oh.
Knicks looking good, though.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly excited for the Knicks. I feel like
I-
their ceiling's
I
pretty
feel
high.
like they need to have a good team again.
They might mess around
I
and
think
It's
the
their,
league,
playoffs.
their market needs them. to
their
be
Yeah,
their
that's for sure.
league, the league is
especially
more
with
fun when
Brooklyn
the,
being terrible.
and the league is more fun when the Knicks are good.
Right. When,
Basketball Twitter is definitely more fun when the Knicks are good.
when historic franchises do well,
It's fun.
the social media makes it fun.
Yeah.
Either
Imagine
young,
we talked about with LeBron going to the Lakers, how like we were saying it was last year, how it's good for basketball
Yeah.
because, I mean, I'm sorry, Cleveland, but fans want to see the Lakers succeed more
Right.
than they want to see the Cavaliers
Yeah.
succeed.
Right. Because of the brand.
Mhm.
and I mean,
That's
the
okay,
history.
you
I
know.
mean, Lakers
It's just
brand
how
is
it is.
incredible. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. It's really something.
Yeah, it's them and the Celtics.
Are the Knicks
Thanks to
literally
the
like
80s.
the third biggest brand in basketball?
Wait,
said
excuse me,
the
one more
Knicks-
time.
Are the Knicks literally like the third biggest brand in
Oh.
basketball? Do you think? I think they're definitely up there. I think
present
it's-
day, no.
No, I
Present
mean, but,
day,
like,
it'd be the Warriors would be
Yeah, the
top
Warriors
3
are
with the
one,
with,
I think, right?
No, the Lakers are one, dude. Come on.
especially
the
now
Cel-
with the resurgence.
Okay,
of them
sure, with
having
LeBron, yeah,
James.
yeah,
No,
I'd
no,
say
it
LeBron
would
but
makes
even
it
be
one.
before that, the Lakers, that brand is still so unique in sports.
Alright,
It's up there
whatever.
with
I
like
don't wanna- okay.
Manchester United and the
This
Yankees.
is- okay,
it's
this
a
is-
very
this is-
special
and
brand.
Dallas Cowboys.
We got into the realm of
There he
bad
is.
conjecture right now. We need to, I think.
I mean, you asked the question.
That's true, but like, no, I mean, I didn't ask about I didn't ask about the Lakers, man. I asked if the Knicks were like that big of a deal. 'Cause
Well,
they
no,
don't
you
play in a
asked
huge
after the
market.
top
I,
three,
but
but
the Knicks. I agree with you. The Knicks are definitely a sports brand,
They're
like
huge.
globally,
Yeah.
and I. It's fair to say that they are definitely a top 10 icon in professional sports in the United States. Just because
Yeah,
of
okay.
them
Maybe.
being the only NBA team in New York City. Well, I mean Brooklyn, but like you can't. You know what I mean? But they've been the only
Yeah,
team
yeah,
in
yeah.
New York
You
forever.
mean New Jersey Nets?
Uh,
Refer to them by their
I
proper
mean,
name, please.
MSG, that's just a
Yeah,
place in
yeah.
town.
that too.
it's
It's
the Mecca, man.
It's
right,
a special place.
right. They're definitely top 5 in the NBA, obviously, but we're talking the big 4 here. Like,
Yeah.
they're top 10, but they're not top 5.
Alright.
All right. You anything more to say about basketball before we move on?
You call me when it's the All-Star break.
Yeah, he really pieces out. Nope, nothing from you.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
I don't think so.
All right. Jake gets to make the call. Baseball or hockey?
We don't want Jake talking about Derek Anderson starting.
We're saving.
We'll get there. We'll get
Okay.
there.
It's week 6. Things are starting, or week 7. Things are
Everything's
starting
starting to shape up.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
But,
this is where it gets good.
Yeah, let's go to NHL. Let's get it out of the way.
Peace,
All right.
guys.
Yeah, I got a lot to say.
I want to
That was what I was hoping you'd say.
let me ask
Thank
this
God we
question.
could spend 40 minutes on it.
Well, let me ask this question to
I'm
you
actually
two.
just leaving now.
The 4-0 New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh, okay.
legit?
See,
What is it?
I've got a segment that'll actually work really well into that. Just go ahead and pull up the standings and look at who is where in which division.
Oh, I know.
for
I
me.
was doing that
So,
earlier
yeah,
today.
yeah. So let's go through maybe division by division. Just say who we think is legit and who's not. We don't have to take a ton of time, so we'll be quick. So Eastern Conference, Montreal. I've got a lot of things to say because I've seen them play a lot already. Through 6 games, they are 4 wins, 1 regulation loss, and 1 overtime loss.
Right.
That's pretty barren.
That's huge. That's
Yeah,
huge for them, and they have 9 points. Great.
Here's what the truth is. That's not sustainable at all. Because I've seen 1 game on TV and 1 game in person because I was at the Bell Center.
Right.
Which, let me segue real quick. Holy moly!
How great is that as a sport arena?
Oh my God! I have never been to a sporting event that's like even come close to that. It was just to see the way the crowd understood how the game was operating. Like, I've been to a couple Caps games. I've never seen like a team breathe
Yeah.
with where the puck was on the ice.
Well, I imagine since the Expos
I mean-
left Montreal, that's what they got.
Yeah.
It's like Seattle.
I mean, it's
like
always
the
been that
12
way since 1909.
Yeah, but like it's like the 12. It's like the 12-man
Oh, yeah.
rising with Seattle
Yeah,
as
yeah,
as the Sonics left.
Because
But,
it's basically just them and the Mariners now.
Yeah. But
And Mariners weren't anything back then. Actually, no, they sort
that-
of
They're
were.
a fringe
they were
playoff
messing
team
around.
now.
Yeah.
okay, so
Actually, do you know how I know the Canadians aren't legit? 'Cause I can't even come close to naming a single player on their roster.
Really? Not even their goalie?
they do have like probably the most famous goalie, second most famous goalie playing right now.
Oh, is
Carey-
Luongo with the Canadians now?
Carey Price.
No, Carey Price.
Okay, I have no idea who that
Luongo's
is.
probably the most famous.
What
Maybe
about
Lundqvist.
Lundqvist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Lundqvist. He's still
I'd
with the
say,
Rangers,
I'd
right?
say Lundqvist,
Correct.
Price.
Okay.
Or sorry.
Oh,
I'd
is Brian
say-
Quick still with the Kings? Me
Yeah.
and my
Yeah, he's pretty
me and
good.
my 2011 hockey knowledge.
Jonathan Quick.
Okay, so let's go back to what we were talking about. Montreal, I have seen them play, and I've seen what's going on that you can't see on TV. Their line changes, what's going on behind the play, how their defense is moving the puck. That's not sustainable. That team is getting a lot of good goals because they're crashing the net, and it's working really well. But I was looking at this earlier today. You can look at the teams they've played and beaten, and you look at the teams they've lost to, or the teams they've lost to, and the one team they actually lost to in regulation. That team was the Kings, who have a defense.
Yeah.
That is legit. And then the other team, other team they lost to in overtime, was Toronto, who does not really have a defense. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. And they lost in overtime just because Toronto could score first. And then you look at the teams they beat, Pittsburgh. Their defense is there. It's shaky. It's been really shaky,
Yeah.
and they need to figure out how to move the puck better. And then it's Detroit and St. Louis. Neither of them have a good defense either. So up next,
Detroit's so terrible.
oh, Detroit's so bad. But then
It
late
sucks too because they were such a huge franchise
In the
like
next-
10 years ago.
in the next 10-ish games, they play Calgary, Boston, Dallas, Washington, and Tampa Bay, who all have really pretty good defenses. Some of
I
those are
think
really
the two,
great.
I think that
And
two
so-
game span to end it, like you're saying, between the Canes and the Caps, that's going to prove a lot about what they are as a team.
The Kings and the Caps?
No, the Canes. Right? You said Carolina, right?
No.
Or no, did you say Lightning?
Yeah, Lightning.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay. Yeah, no, that, and Dallas and Boston too. Because you go Boston,
Yeah.
you go at Boston, Dallas, Washington, Tampa Bay. That's a tough 4-game stretch, and that's
Mhm.
going to prove to be
Yeah.
too much for this young team. Because you got Druin, you got Tatar, you've got Brian Gallagher. I mean, you got a lot of young guys and a lot of playmakers, or just a few playmakers. Brandon Gallagher and Tatar.
Yeah,
are
Brendan
really the-
Gallagher is probably
or Brendan. Yeah, the only two guys, him and Tatar, are the only two I see really making plays actively, and it showed. But they still managed that win. But they're an interesting team. I'll want to watch them more, but that's not going to last. Okay, we spent way too long on Montreal because I had too much to say. Sorry about that. So we'll go. Ottawa is the only one who's kind of other in the Atlantic, and I think we can all agree that that's not sustainable at all.
Yeah.
Especially because Brady Kachuk just got sidelined for a month.
I also can't name any Ottawa players, so that's holding up.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, you probably could have named one not too long ago before he got traded. Best defenseman in the league, no doubt. Okay, Eric Carlson, but it's okay. And I think
okay,
the Florida Panthers will get better
What do you
too.
mean, man?
They don't have
Think
a
so?
win yet. Yeah, the Florida Panthers are really good, man. They've got a good center depth, which is
2
is
and
very
2.
important. Yeah, they're having a rough start, but they're a good team.
Who were their
ba- they-
2 overtime losses to?
Let me check. But they missed the playoffs by like 2 points last year. It was really close. I mean, and they haven't changed much. But I think they're good. Their overtime losses were to Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, and they lost to Vancouver and Columbus. All in both of those games by 1 goal. So all of their games. Oh wait, Tampa Bay and Philadelphia that went to a shootout, and then Columbus and Vancouver that was by 1 goal. Their losses have not been heavy. They haven't taken a beating. And I think that says something. Okay, so let's go to the Metro. I know Grayson has stuff to say about New Jersey, so you want to go ahead and say it because I've got stuff to say about them.
Yeah,
too.
they're good.
And is it sustainable?
I think it's legit.
Okay, legit.
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna go with legit.
I'm gonna get so legit,
Yeah.
super
Yeah, I mean,
duper legit.
This is a fun Devils team.
They have the reigning Hart Trophy winner, and we're not even talking about him.
Yeah, no, he's not even. He's probably maybe the 5th best player on the team who's playing right now. Yo,
Yeah,
seriously.
crazy to
I mean,
say
like,
that, though.
you look at the past. They've only played 4 games. That's a small sample size compared to the other teams. But he's been like not the most significant, not even close.
Obviously, Kyle Palmieri.
Yes, that's crazy.
He's been insane, and you don't expect that scoring to continue. But I look at Kyle Palmieri as kind of like a William Karlsson of last year. Granted, Karlsson came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Palmieri was already established as a good NHL forward. However, he's kind of overachieving this year. My biggest question for them is goalie. They currently have Keith Kincaid and Corey Schneider.
And who looks good?
Keith Kincaid looks awesome.
So weird.
Which is weird because currently he has a .961 save percentage and
Is that for his career?
just for this year.
Oh yeah,
and
obviously it's not good. That's stupid.
and a 1 goals against average.
What was last year?
Last year he had a .913 save percentage and a .277 goals against average.
The 277 isn't bad, but the 913
He
is pretty
split,
bad.
but he basically played half the season, and then Corey Schneider played the other half. So his numbers are insanely better than his career averages. And I don't know if they're going to use Corey Schneider as much this year.
Dude,
I mean,
not if Kincaid looks this good.
yeah, not with Kincaid doing what he's doing now.
Kincaid looks great.
But that's a question. That's the biggest question I have. Offensively, they're especially even when Taylor Hall is not producing, he's going to be there
Who's the other young guy who's producing a lot? Not
on the Devils.
yeah. Let me read the names real quick. No, I can't remember.
They lost to Calgary.
Let me look. Hold on.
I'm going to interrupt you guys real quick with the New Jersey Devils. They don't matter because I can't name a player on their team.
What?
I mean, I could now that you said some names, but
What a narrative.
Not even Taylor Hall.
This is a fun narrative.
no.
Taylor
Yeah,
Hall's
that's
fantastic.
it. Did they pass the Ricky name check test? You
Yeah,
can't
no,
just
I'm
know they're
gonna
not
go
legit.
with this on every team. Okay, so let's move on in from New Jersey. They're great. And I think we all agree that they're gonna be
We
great.
talk about the Carolina Hurricanes being
That's what it
top.
was.
I was looking at that. I'm like, honestly, I know they have a hockey team, but
They've done very well, but to be fair, they played 7 games. That is a
that is a lot of games.
That's the tied for the most.
Yeah, I see the Rangers
Yeah.
played 7.
Yeah, they have, but they suck. So,
Somebody else has played 7. Toronto's played 7.
yeah, and they
And
have a lot of
Anaheim
points
as well.
Yeah, and they have a lot of points. So it's to that point. Where the teams who played the most games like
Mhm.
have the most points
Well,
by
yeah.
a lot.
Same
But
all
Carolina's
how
only
that works,
4-2-1. That's not amazing, but
Yeah.
it's good, and I think it is good. But I don't think it's sustainable.
Well, they're on a
'Cause-
2-loss streak right now. They've
Yeah,
lost their last 2 games.
And who's been there? Like Sebastian Aho has been ridiculous. He's been really, really good for them, but he's not going to keep that up. No,
No, with the Metro's a tough division.
Metro it's the toughest division in hockey.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say that. I'd say it's
Pittsburgh's
one
a
of the
tough team,
better.
obviously. New
Yeah.
Jersey's playing really good. Washington.
Philly has the potential to do really well too.
So it's just
That's a
a
tough
matter
division.
it's just a matter of getting out of there alive.
Yeah, Columbus looks good too. I mean, seriously, there's 6 teams in that division I could see making the playoffs. Maybe Carolina, so 5.5 really. But
That's crazy. You want to
yeah,
move to the Central?
yeah, sure.
The
Well,
Preds, baby, the Preds.
There's one team in the Central. I'm looking at Chicago.
yeah,
Yeah.
Chicago's crazy.
Patty
They haven't had
Kane.
they haven't had a regulation loss. If
Yeah.
you're looking, they
Yeah.
have not had a regulation
You
loss. They
know
lost 2 overtime.
who is currently not playing for Chicago? Corey Crawford.
He is not.
Isn't he coming back here soon?
Yes.
Probably, because Cam Ward's been playing. And
Yeah.
also,
How has he been doing? Do you know?
Cam
Do you
Ward-
have a stat line?
I can find out.
Sure. But I mean, Taves is doing well.
Taze is doing unbelievably well. Not unbelievably well, but he really above his career. Things.
I recognize
We
that.
totally skipped
Jonathan
over.
Taze?
Yeah, I recognize Jonathan Davis. He played for the Flyers, right?
Blackhawks.
He was always career Blackhawks player.
Yeah, he was drafted.
Pretty sure he's always been Blackhawks.
Yeah,
But
he was a big one.
We
back
forgot-
when
I
they
know
won
he was
the
there when they won the Stanley
Cup.
Cup. Yeah.
we
okay.
total or 3 times. We totally forgot to.
They had Patrick Kane too, right?
Yes, he's the
Okay.
big one.
Yeah, obviously.
He's a stud. But we totally skipped
Cam
over.
Ward's not played too good.
We've totally skipped over how good Toronto is. I mean, like I don't.
They're
we don't,
stupid.
They're really stupid. That offense is ridiculous. And Austin Matthews looks like the best player, although he's not. He looks like the best player in the NHL right now.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
top 3. For
and
sure.
can we talk about how he is one of the young players that's making the NHL fun?
Didn't you say he's like 21?
He's 21.
Yeah.
He's
Like what?
yeah, he's 21,
21.
and he's just one of the young kids who's making the league fun. Him, Line, not McDavid. McDavid's kind of like a bag of bricks. That dude's boring. But I mean,
Yeah.
Have you-
it's totally
have
boring.
have you, I
As,
mean,
honestly,
he's got more talent. In
you're
his finger,
right.
but
As soon
it's
as he
boring.
steps off the ice.
yeah, no. As soon as he steps off the ice, that dude's really boring. Ricky and me and him were watching highlights of
Oh,
McDavid, and he was like, "Man, this guy's incredible." Because he is. He's fantastic.
It's funny because I just watch him get the puck on the open ice, and he's just outrunning literally every defenseman on the floor.
He's so
I'm like,
fast.
okay.
He is so fast.
I
He
was like-
has.
But
I
he's
was
just a bag of bricks.
I was like, he
He's
wouldn't
so
have
off
boring.
the ice.
I was
I
like,
should
he
have
wouldn't
prefaced.
happen to be one of the fastest
mean,
players in hockey, would he?
But that
Austin
little
only likes players that drink and are very open about their drinking.
yeah.
off
But
ice.
I
Ovechkin.
like the banter between Matthews and was it Jonathan Taze or Kane where they were doing like Matthews was like mocking Kane's celebration.
Oh, was
Like
he?
yeah,
That's
and
pretty
then
cool.
and then Kane came out to tie the game, scored, and then he did it back. I mean, that's just fun. Like it's just like
That is cool.
Don Cherry probably lost his lid, but I mean, screw that dude. Kind of. Okay, let's go on to the West. Nashville looks great. Chicago's wow. Colorado sustainable? This is my biggest question.
Did you guys want to talk about? Oh,
Can't
I
name
thought
any
we were going to
Avalanche
talk about
players,
Winnipeg,
so
but
no.
yeah, Colorado.
We
lost-
know
they lost-
we know Winnipeg's
They've
bad. We don't need
they've
to talk
lost
about
their last 2 games, so
it. Yeah, I mean it's just sample size. Winnipeg has been hitting a rough patch, but like, come on, dude, it's Winnipeg. They'll be fine.
right. And that's what I was going to say is that
So the Preds
Winnipeg's
look
gonna be
great.
all right.
The Preds could go on. I could see the Preds doing going to get that President's Trophy if the Leafs don't get it, because I had my doubts about the Leafs because
I
of that
think
blue
they're
line, but
behind
they
Toronto and Tampa Bay.
maybe Tampa Bay's off to a slow start.
Yeah.
It really helps that.
Well, yeah, right now they are.
It really helps that
they're in
Nashville
a
got
tough
that.
spot.
Nashville got that jump, which
But
is helpful.
Toronto, whew,
I mean Toronto. I had doubts about their defense, and holy cow, I'm just so stupid. That's I mean
Yeah.
I'm just an idiot. That's the only
Can
explanation.
confirm.
Okay, yeah. Quick, let's move on to the Pacific. Anaheim. They played the most games.
5-1-1.
Yeah, they are 5-1-1 though.
They're not going to stay that good forever, but
Yeah, probably
whatever.
not. I can't even play her on their team.
Really?
Cam
Nope.
Fowler,
Nope.
Or
Ryan Getzlaff,
there's the big one.
Corey Perry.
No.
Really? Okay.
Emilio Estevez. Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. All right. So Anaheim's they're good, but they're not going to stay in first forever. Does anyone have a team that they think is going to stay? Because I do.
Stay
What
consistent.
happened to be Calgary?
Stay
Would
good.
it, Austin?
Calgary.
Calgary beat Nashville.
They were my pick. I don't know if you remember, like a surprise team in the West. I think they're going to make the playoffs, and I said that, and I think they look good.
Yeah, and
They look
remember how I said
stupid good.
Edmonton was like top
Yeah.
4?
Well, you're an idiot. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Although I will say
Calgary-
that they've won their last 2 games.
Calgary
after
added
starting 0-2.
Calgary added so much depth. Yeah, but can you tell me the number of goals that they've scored that Connor McDavid hasn't been involved in? Because I can.
Okay, what's the number?
One.
Out of 10 goals,
I
there's
was gonna
only
say
been
I
one
was
that
gonna
Connor
say
McDavid has been
none.
in.
I was gonna say none.
It was before last game.
9 out of 10 is pretty good.
9 out of 10.
He's
It
pretty
just-
good.
It
Pretty
just
good guy.
shows. It shows 2 things: how much the lack of depth on that. Or there's such a lack of depth on that team, and number 2, how stupid good Connor McDavid is. It's a testament to both.
Is it like an 80% usage rate or something?
higher than
Probably equivalent. I don't know. I wonder what the NBA equivalent for that would be. If
I
you
don't know.
participated in something like 90%
But-
of your team's points on the
Russell
year.
Westbrook with a high
That's
basketball
actually
IQ.
mad.
that. Kachuk has the most number of assists. Matthew Kachuk is looking like a baller. Gaudreau is, of course, looking
Johnny
great.
Hockey.
Johnny Hockey is looking real good. And then how's James Neal doing? Is he still?
Monahan's good.
Is
Patrick
James-
Monahan.
I thought. Where's Neal?
Sean.
James
Sean
Neal
Monahan?
has
Sean Monahan.
1 goal and 1
Uh-oh.
assist, so he has 2 points. That's not bad.
I'm a fake fan. Sorry,
but
guys.
Monahan looks good. Lindholm looks really good too. That kind of production from your from that line.
So,
I think they're
really
legit.
interesting.
Their scoring is so distributed that I can see them going a long way. There's a lot of players with a lot of goals, and their centers are getting goals, which is great. I think Calgary is going to stick around. I think they're legit. I think something's clicking. Is Vancouver sustainable? One yes or no?
Yes.
No.
I
Yes.
think they are.
Um,
I think their youth is.
I can name a player on Vancouver.
No,
so
they're-
we're
Menu.
okay.
they're
Longo still plays there, right?
No,
No.
it's
Do
not
they have?
bad.
Do they have one of the Sedin twins left?
No, they both retired.
Oh man. No, that's it. I'm
You're
done.
dying.
Never mind. They're not legit. Sorry.
You're dying out here.
Sorry, Vancouver.
They got another one of the
Y'all
best.
ain't making it.
Another fun young player, Brock Besser.
And Elias Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson, who just
Currently
got
concussed.
choke slammed.
That's right. One of the Sedins is still on. One of the Sedins is on Tampa Bay. Actually, I was
Nope.
pretty sure.
Did
Was
you,
it 2 years ago? Did he retire recently?
They've played. They were lifelong Vancouvers. They retired not last season, but the year before in Vancouver.
Does Tampa Bay have a Sedin on it?
No, they never have.
What? I'm tripping balls out here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you are. Florida has Luongo. But
Oh, I forgot that Jay Beagle's on the Canucks now.
yeah, and he's injured. He broke his hand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's
Poor dude.
unfortunate.
I mean, yeah, because he's got great production from a 4th line center. And the amount of faceoffs he wins is really fantastic. But I don't think
But
Vancouver's sustainable.
You give them a year,
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
they're a good young team.
yeah, I agree with that.
Which is
I give
weird.
1 or 2 years. I don't, because they've been in a rebuild
No,
for
no.
a few years.
Oh yeah, but like when the Sedins were like the face of their franchise for so long, and now they're young and they have good young players, it's weird.
Brock Besser is the face of your franchise. That's really interesting.
I'm assuming
So San Jose has been off to a rough start. That's not
They haven't
gonna.
played since Sunday though.
Yeah, I mean the scheduling's been really weird. The Kings are off to slow. I don't think that's sustainable. They've also only played a few games. Arizona is going to stay at the bottom of the table.
What are you talking about? They got to win.
Yeah, good
They
for
did.
them.
They did.
But Vegas, I don't know. They look rocky. They look shaky.
I said before they got Pacioretty that they weren't a playoff team, and Pacioretty hasn't done anything for them.
Yeah, Pacioretty's has maybe he needs time
He
to
has
adjust.
one goal.
How's Eric Carlson doing? I legitimately don't know. So this is a
Eric
genuine
Carlson or William Carlson?
question. I said Eric, didn't I?
Like
You
for
did.
the well, we were talking about the night, so
Yeah, no, I was talking. I was gonna make a. How's Eric
Oh,
Carlson doing?
he doesn't
Answer my question.
he doesn't have any goals yet. I think he has like maybe 2 assists.
Yeah, so I
The problem
it's
with
just an
Vegas is
adjustment.
that they can't score. They got 15 goals on the season,
It's just
giving
an
up
adjustment.
20.
The
It's
problem
just
is
an
William
adjustment.
Carlson's not going to score 40 goals this year.
It's an adjustment, and they need to. Oh my God, New Jersey's goal differential is plus 13. Can we talk about that? Oh my God,
that
that's
is-
more than Toronto's.
that is
Well,
whack.
they've
Plus
only
13
allowed-
over 4 games.
They've only allowed 4 goals on the year,
Oh my.
Kincaid's
man.
and they
Goals
beat
against
San
averages.
Jose.
That's right.
What?
His goals
One.
against average is 1.
I mean, yeah,
They
and,
beat the
and
Sharks 2-3.
the Toronto's let in has let in 23 goals. I mean, their defense is not good, but it doesn't matter when you could just outscore the other team on every single line. So, you know what I mean?
To be fair, Arizona's only given up 11 goals.
In 5 games.
Coyotes, the dark
Mm.
horse.
Man,
You know,
that goal is 4 though.
Just throwing it out there.
They've also only
so
scored
They've
four.
scored 4 goals on the year
In
but-
5 games. They've
Yeah.
scored 4 goals.
Hey, if that's a team you want to put like $5 on at the beginning of the year, you can make your money back real
That's
quick.
right. That's right. I should just put Okay, we'll move on from hockey. We
Oh,
spent a little more
sick.
than our allotted time. I would just like to
Oh,
say that
well,
I'm
welcome
really
back, Ricky.
excited.
Yeah, I'm done making an absolute fool out of myself.
Can
on
you
the
name
air.
Can you name a single player on? Let me think. Let me think. A good team.
I'm gonna tell you for.
Can you name a Pittsburgh player that's not Sidney Crosby?
Yeah, Evgeny Malkin.
Oh.
Can you name someone else? There's a few big ones on that team.
God, who's the goalie? I used to know this. I don't remember.
Matt
Uh,
Murray.
It was the guy that succeeded Andre Fleury when he got
Matt
Murray.
Murray.
Yeah.
Can you name Phil Kessel?
I mean, I know who Phil.
Letang?
I'm like vaguely
Chris-
aware. Of
Chris
who, yeah,
Letang?
yeah, I'm recognizing all these names, but
Okay,
I couldn't
it's
think of them off the top of my head.
Okay, let's talk
Yeah, are
about
we done
football.
with this now? I feel
Football or
like
baseball? Okay, I gotta get water because my throat's
Can we?
dying.
Can
I'm
we?
really hurt.
You want to end with football since we're gonna do the picks anyway?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll do baseball.
Cool. So, I mean,
Austin's dying, guys.
one of
He's
the best
leaving.
games of the year last night. Jacob apparently took offense to that.
I don't. It was a good game, but there was a couple things that really irked me about the game.
Yeah, I mean, you were really.
We're talking about the ALCS.
Yeah, ALCS. You were really upset with Bregman, right?
So let's
Okay, you want to
start
build
with,
up to it?
with
Okay.
the first thing. So we'll get into that later for sure. Altuve hits what should be or what looked like a bomb to
right.
to right field, excuse me. And Mookie Betts looks like he can make the play.
Yeah.
And looking at the replays, he definitely could have made the play. But there was fan interference, so they called it. They called it now.
Yeah.
Whatever. That really shifted the momentum for me because that game would have tied. If that home run would have tied the game up at 2.
Yeah, it would have been a 2-run home run, right?
Yeah, it would have been a 2-run home run, so that would have tied the game up at 2. Definitely swings everything. So right from the get-go, I'm kind of like, okay, this is going to be tough for Houston to bounce back from. And then all of a sudden, like you turn it off, and then you come back, and it's 6-5. Houston's taking the lead, and you're like, oh my gosh, here we go. Like we're in it to win it here, boys. And then all of a sudden, you know, Jackie Bradley Jr., JBJ, the hero.
Literally all of a sudden. Where has his bat been the past 2 years?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's the thing is he's
Exactly.
a defensive center fielder. He looks like Lorenzo Cain playing for the Royals.
Because it's weird when
they
he
won the
was
World Series.
like he had a good bat his
Yeah, he
first
did.
3 years,
He
and
did.
then I don't know what happened.
Right,
He
and then
lost
all of
it.
a sudden he became a defensive commodity. And then
Which is fine. You can
now
afford to have
he's
that with Benintendi and
now
Betts
he's
and Martinez.
Boston folklore.
And now all of a sudden,
Hit that
2 outs, bases loaded.
Oh my
JBJ comes up to
God.
plate, and of course, I'm going to hit a grand slam.
Yeah, I mean JBJ, Jackie Bradley Jr. is having a great postseason for sure. And
I saw that I saw some stat. He's had like 11 RBIs. Like,
yeah,
in the
it's all about
ALCS or
positioning, I
something.
guess.
Yeah.
It's just he's just a lucky guy. So what really? Okay, so Houston's down by 2, right? They're down 8-6.
Yeah, I saw 8-6.
And
Kimbrel comes in for the
Kimbrel comes
or
in
2-inning save.
for the save. Whatever. We're in the 9th inning. He walks the batter in front of him to
Walks, I believe it was Matt Kemp, right?
no. He walks Tony Kemp.
Oh, it's
Matt
Tony
Kemp's still
okay,
in
yeah,
LA.
yeah,
He's in
okay.
the
Yeah, my
Dodgers.
bad,
Right.
my bad.
So-
I'm a bum.
So Tony Kemp.
Don't worry, basketball's coming.
So Tony Kemp walks to first base, and that bases are loaded. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, just like you would practice in your backyard.
Yeah.
In the ALCS, and up to the plate comes Alex Bregman, who's had a pretty slow ALCS, did well in the
I mean-
in
But
the
I still
divisional
think
series.
he's
That's
the-
all right.
but he's still one
He's still
of
the best player in Houston, maybe besides Verlander.
He's definitely one of the best hitters.
I'd argue Altuve, but yeah, I agree. Bregman's definitely the best defensive position player on their team because he's so versatile playing short and third. But I could talk about him forever. Anyway,
He's so good.
he's ridiculous.
All right.
Alex Bregman, right?
Yeah, plate appearance.
Tony Kemp just walked. He just walked on a 4-1 count. And you're going to sit there, call yourself a professional baseball player, and not try to work the count?
And how many?
Against-
I mean,
and-
how many pitches had Kimball thrown up to that point?
But that's the
too?
important thing. It's
He
like
had thrown at least... He'd thrown over 30 pitches at
and
that
that's the thing,
point.
it's like
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, you work the count a little bit. He might walk in a run. No. Alex Bregman's like, oh, forget this. I'm going to be the hero. Granted, that's probably not what he's thinking about because he's definitely a humble guy.
Yeah.
But for you to swing at the first pitch and it being a corner pitch,
Up and in.
up and in, why would you do that to yourself?
I'm-
And then you fly out, mind you, and Andrew Benintendi makes a great,
Yeah, that was an
Catch.
unbelievable catch. I saw that.
he makes a great front sliding catch. Again, Andrew Benintendi, I will fight you because I don't like you at all.
Do you like any of the Sox
it
outfielders?
hurts to give him props. I've said I like.
Yeah,
the
that's
best.
true.
Yeah,
Mookie's
Jake and I are
really
gonna
likable.
fight Benny and Kevin Durant.
We're gonna
Oh,
fight
God.
Kevin Durant and Andrew Benintendi.
Y'all are gonna get annihilated.
And
just a
that's
heads up.
fine. That's fine because I got Yankee Nash behind
That's
me, boy.
fair, I guess.
So,
you can probably get the
but
Bodega boys
why?
to help you out.
Why is Alex Bregman gonna swing at the first pitch? Who is he? Is he Alex Rodriguez all of a sudden?
It's nerves,
no.
man.
No, you're not.
It's-
no, you're not.
It's
No,
definitely
you're not. You're down by
nerves.
2. You're down by 2. You got the bases loaded. You work the count. He's walking. Not historically, but throughout this ALCS, Craig Kimbrel has not been at
Did you watch him in the ALDS against the Yankees in Game 4?
He's vulnerable. He is so vulnerable. Why on earth are you going to swing at the first pitch? You work the count. Score. You
Yeah.
score.
Did you watch King Kimbrel literally walk in like 2 runs against the Yankees in Game 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the thing. Is like, did you not watch that? Did you not
And that
understand?
should be the basis of analysis going through
Yeah,
your head in
it's
the
like,
on-deck circle,
yo,
but no.
this guy's control is literally not there and hasn't been there for the most of the postseason. And
I really
it's
walked
like,
into something here.
It is
Yeah, yo, I
beyond
can't-
frustrating
I
to
didn't-
watch that last night.
I didn't expect
from a
Jake to
baseball
get this riled
purist.
up, but like honestly, I
no,
get it.
it's
You know,
frustrating from a Yankee fan.
no,
It's
but it's
just
not even that.
frustrating
Like
in
he likes
general.
he likes Bregman. Bregman's one of his favorite players in baseball, man.
You gotta work the count.
He's
You're
absolutely
down
right
by
too.
2. You're
I
down
don't-
2-1. You have to win this game.
I don't understand. Unless you're Dustin Pedroia, why are you swinging at the first pitch on something that's like in on your hands?
This is what used to upset me so much about Alex Rodriguez back in the day. He's a first pitch swinger. Alex Bregman used to work the count. He's notorious for working the count. This is your bread and butter. Why are you swinging?
It's the postseason, man.
And then you fly out like you should have for making a mistake, you bonehead. I'm gonna fight you now too, Alex. I'm putting you on the list. Run up, son.
Jake
Run up.
Lefkowski putting
Run
Alex
up.
Bregman on watch for these hands
Run up.
slightly used.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this game.
Oh man.
Oh, this is so good.
All right,
I'm
so
Sick and tired of this. Don't get me going on Manny.
Kimbrel did.
Okay,
the
let's
save.
talk about Manny.
God!
Oh,
Man-
no.
Manny Machado in that
No, can we
dirtbag
finish
play.
with the ALCS, please?
Yeah,
Please-
sure,
Please finish
sorry.
with the ALCS. So the Astros
Go
in the
ahead.
hole 3-1. They're going back to Fenway.
It's over.
I mean, it looks pretty bad for them.
It's over.
And Chris Sale's coming back.
Oh,
Right.
God.
And Sale's back from his little tummy issue. Little tummy hurt.
His hospitalized
Chill out,
sickness.
Jake.
Little baby.
Sorry.
Sorry he doesn't play for the Yankees.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
know.
I know the narrative.
If Marcos here, he'd be into you.
That's fine. He doesn't.
Jake's
He's
over
an
here.
Indians
Jake's,
fan.
Jake's got his Yankees jersey on too.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah,
Is that your
Take a breath.
Got the tattoo too. You want
is
to
that
talk
your
about that?
AAU shirt on under that?
No, this is a shirt for
Okay.
reffing
You know that's fine.
children's
You know,
basketball,
Understandable.
which is hilarious.
Adults
on
yelling.
a
at-
whole
it's
other level
literally
because
just
of the
adults
parents.
yelling at their kids
because of the
simulator. Yeah.
well,
yeah.
no, they're yelling at me.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, sorry, your kid can't dribble. Like,
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right.
whatever.
Anyway,
I'm
ALCS.
sorry, your kid can't dribble. You should put that on your T-shirt.
You really? Anyway,
Shit.
ALCS.
Also, work the
So
count.
that's it for Houston.
Let's go to the
This is your
Are we
NLCS.
going to the
bread and butter.
LCS? We're not even talking about the ALCS anymore. We're done with
Your
that.
bread and butter.
Oh man.
Let's go to
I'm
the
so glad I got that.
NLCS. The NLCS, right?
It's 3-2, right?
So yeah, you're down 3-2. You're going home to Milwaukee.
Wade Miley's the starter for Game 6, right?
Wade Miley is the starter for Game 6 after his 5-pitch outing
Yeah.
against LA.
He was the opener for one batter.
And Austin gave them super credit. He's like, man, they're redefining this whole pitching matchup. And I'm like, all right, bro. All right.
No, the Dodgers play. They have those players that they put in specifically for certain
Yeah.
pitchers.
Well, it's nice when you have Puig, Peterson,
Yeah, and you can
Matt
afford to do it.
Kemp,
Yeah, no,
Like-
and,
like
and
Bellinger, you name them.
and they're
They got
just
so much depth.
ruining their approach by putting Milwaukee's throwing in pitcher, let's do this one and this one and that one, and it's just like Dodgers like sure
Yeah,
they're
but
screwed. But
losing-
it didn't work the one time, but then Woodruff hits a home run and it really does work.
losing Gio for them really hurts.
It really hurts. Yeah, that's a bad
Um,
loss.
So
Poor guy, love that guy.
so
I
obviously
wonder why.
this,
He's a good guy. He really is.
you know, he's a good guy.
He is.
You would know. You're
He's
a
talented.
Washington fan.
Yeah,
so you
I
would know.
saw him play for a
All right,
while.
anyway.
But
NLCS.
yesterday, so what I was talking to,
happy he's enjoying a postseason. That's all I'll say. Excuse me.
so we were talking about this yesterday, and I don't know if you guys want to talk about the game last night or the 13 innings before.
I didn't watch that.
Well, I watched until like the end or till like the beginning of the 12th, and I was like, I'm going to bed. This is ridiculous.
What was that Sunday?
That
It was
was
Tuesday, right?
Listen, my sense of time is just.
No,
So
that was
would've been-
Monday
Yeah,
night.
Monday. My bad.
Oh, I was exhausted. There's no way.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was
So
doing on Monday.
I guess we'll talk about this game because
Sounds like
Let's-
you're talking about this game, but
well, I mean, we could all talk about it like a fam, but
I didn't
some of
watch
us,
it.
some of us didn't watch the game.
I'm gonna admit it. I'm a bum.
Grayson and I were talking about this, and what happens is Jesus Aguilar, who's the first baseman for Milwaukee, gets the ball, and it's an out. Manny Machado grounds out, and Aguilar's foot is still on the bag. His back, if I'm not mistaken, his back left foot, or is it right foot?
His right foot.
It was his right foot. So his back right foot is still on the bag, and as Manny Machado, who never hustles, is running down the
Admittedly, in an interview, I don't hustle.
right. It's
Yeah.
not his thing.
it's
It's not his bread and
such
butter. So he's running down, and then he purposely clips Jesus Aguilar's
ankle.
ankle, almost hurts him, And then he has the audacity to blame Aguilar for standing on the bag.
I mean, did you look
What?
at? If
He's
you
like-
look at the replay,
so-
he looks at his ankle and looks back up, looks at his ankle, and then hits him.
So
It's ridiculous.
Well, what I saw,
my
when I initially saw the play, I was like, "Wow, was Aguilar, blocking the bag or something?" He wasn't at all. His foot was just on it. Granted, it was in a weird spot, but like,
That's his right.
it gave Machado no reason at all to clip
like-
him like that.
I have a question.
And
was Aguilar's
Are you
foot
showing the
on the
video?
back of the bag like he has his entire calf across the base?
No,
And the
it's not-
answer
it's
is
not at
no.
all
You have
ridiculous.
plenty of space
No,
to
look.
adjust where you're running.
Yeah, he
Look,
could
based
run
off
to
Machado.
the
Like,
Can I
look,
say
to his
just
right.
run to the right a little bit more,
Right.
man. You're not beating it there.
He
I don't know what you're in
wanted-
such a hurry about.
And
He looks right down at his ankle. He just looks there and looks at it like, hey, that's who I'm targeting.
exactly, it's so frustrating to watch that kind of play. And like I was telling Grayson earlier today, 20 years ago, there would have been a base clearing brawl between the
Yeah.
Dodgers and Milwaukee, and it would have been awesome.
Machado's probably going to the hospital.
The benches did clear, didn't they?
They cleared,
They
but
did
it was
clear,
it
but-
was tame. It was like basically Aguilar was like, "Dude, what the heck?" And Machado was like, "Oh, well, don't block the bag. You just got the out. Why are you blocking the bag?" And he's like, and he, basically he was like, "Get off the bag. You're blocking it." Blah blah blah.
Anyone-
And Aguilar's like, "No, I wasn't. So what do you got to say about it?" And then before anything could escalate, they came out.
yeah.
Whatever.
He was fined an undisclosed amount of money for the
So
incident.
what? $5,000.
Corn dog.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Did you? What
So
what was I gonna
frustrating.
say?
And
What
it's
was I
not
gonna
going
say?
to
This is
impact the
actually
money he
terrible.
makes next
Yeah,
summer.
obviously
Not at
not.
all. What a dirtbag.
And it's not even
What-
the first thing he's done
any-
this series.
Anyone,
Yeah.
anyone who can censor
with
it,
the slide, the when he grabbed Arcia's when he grabbed Arcia.
anyone who can censor it, he's my least favorite player in the league. But anyone who can censor it, do you want to repeat what Christian Yelich said?
Oh, yeah.
Christian
yeah,
Yelich
yeah.
had a
Choice
and
words. I
he
think
had
is
an
the
interview
description.
and he said he
you wanna use the
described
word
it. He says
fudge?
it was a dirty play by a dirty player, and then he left the interview, and he said
was, like,
fudge that
mumbling.
Oedipus complex.
Yeah. Funch. That's what we said.
Devin
FCC.
Funchess, this guy.
That's what we said.
He
FCC.
used 2 F words.
It was a justified response on the play,
Yeah.
though. You got to
Yeah.
stand up for your
No,
guy.
I loved it. It
I
was
love
awesome.
Christian
Yelich
Yelich for
is
that.
one of he's a great player and he seems like a great dude. So
He needs to pick it
Unlike,
up.
unlike Manny Machado,
Yeah.
you
Who's
bum.
not a great player.
Add him
not-
to the
Do you know
list.
now, Ricky, why we don't like him?
Yeah, I understand.
Add him
I
to the
get it.
list, Rick. I'm
He's a-
fighting Manny Machado,
All
too.
right, this list is growing real fast today.
we need a physical one
move.
hanging on the wall somewhere.
Yeah,
move.
seriously.
Jake's fight list.
We'll just
Yeah.
put it on the chalkboard in the pod
This
room.
is welcome to
That's an
Fight Club,
idea.
guys.
Hey, we'll go do that right after this.
All right.
Jake's fight.
Base,
list. I like
so, and I want to ask you guys this. Is the NLCS over?
No.
it. Yeah.
Is it
Really?
over?
Yeah. 100%.
The Milwaukee
it's
starting
over.
pitching isn't there.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Josh Hader and love Milwaukee's
You
offense,
gotta, I mean,
you
so
gotta
that's the thing.
pitch.
It's the hitter's got to have a game that's salvageable when he comes
You got
in,
2
right?
games
Like,
in Milwaukee, though.
yeah, you got 2 games in
that's the
Milwaukee.
thing is that's what's
And
not
we were,
happening.
what we were saying now, Milwaukee during the season isn't really a home field advantage, which I don't know if that's true or not because I didn't really get a chance to watch a lot of Milwaukee games in Milwaukee. I watched more when they were like playing like Washington.
Yeah, from what I've seen and from what people I know have been in Milwaukee, like I've seen Milwaukee games where it's, top of the 9th inning, last batter. Doesn't really matter how much you're winning by. You used to you stand and you clap. Just no one gets up. It's just not as energetic unless someone hits a home run and someone goes down the slide.
yeah. And
It's just not really an energetic atmosphere,
But this
especially
is-
compared to Dodger Stadium, Fenway,
But this is playoff baseball.
yeah.
and even still in playoff baseball, all the other teams have seen this more electric.
What a fun time to be a Wisconsin sports fan, because you had
I actually just hate Wisconsin, but
well,
I mean, it's pretty tragic. They lost Brett Hundley.
Yeah. It's a
Oh,
terrible
God,
time.
I
Every
can't-
time.
We literally
Fit it
haven't
in,
gotten
fit
every
it
time
in.
though yet. I hate
Every
it.
time.
Man, what a guy.
so like you have Rogers, right? Despite we'll get into San Francisco. I don't
You
know
have
if we
the
want to talk about
University
San
of
Francisco.
Wisconsin, which is literally the best sports school in the country.
That, and then you also have Milwaukee baseball, which is on the up and up. You have Milwaukee basketball, which is on the up and up.
It's here.
It's just so much fun
What's that other
to
sport we're
watch.
missing? Hockey. They don't have
They don't have a hockey team. That's crazy to
No,
think
they
about.
have the Badgers. I mean,
No,
they're,
that's,
they're pretty popular.
Yeah, the Wisconsin Badgers. I mean, they're an actually like pretty good collegiate hockey team too.
that's
no,
kind
they're
of
like
crazy.
top 4.
That's
Yeah, I
kinda,
know,
That's
like-
kind of crazy to think about, though. Seattle like we keep talking about Seattle getting a hockey team. Why can't Wisconsin get one?
because they don't want to draw fans away from the other teams in the
Yeah,
North. But I mean,
So,
I don't think they're going to team anytime soon. I don't think they're even in the conversation.
Mhm.
Quebec's before them.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
and there's already they want to put teams in markets that don't have a ton of hockey fans. So
Still talking about hockey.
I mean,
Well, you gotta see it back in.
Wisconsin's got hockey fans.
frankly, I think Milwaukee wins Game 6, and I think it ends in 7. I think the Dodgers move on.
I think it
at
ends in
7.
6.
And I think it's going to be Dodgers Boston in the
Yeah.
World Series, which is going to be a good series.
That's a fun
that'd
matchup.
be
That's
fun.
a fun series.
Who would
That
you,
pitching.
as a fan, want to win that series?
God, both teams are so bad. I hate them.
Hey,
No, I'll say it.
I
again.
don't
All right.
like either of them. I'd probably be more partial to the Dodgers, but I'd like to see Mookie Betts win a ring.
Mm.
He is the MVP,
Yeah, he's great.
you know.
And JD.
I
That's
just,
just how I feel.
I don't want Manny to win a ring.
Yeah, I never want to see him even sniff one.
Yeah. Well,
What a dirt
I want
He can
someone.
sniff.
I want
He can
someone to
sniff
put that
A-Rod's
ring
ring.
on and then fight
I'd be
him.
down for that actually. All right.
We
You
got
wanna-
two
you wanna-
notes. Our football notes are really quality
There's
today.
I'll
We
do
have
my
two lines.
I'll do
Okay.
my always thing where I just like go
Yay.
back and I'm like, this game looks good, and then I watch half of it.
oh, do you want to
um,
go? You want to go through like the actual games this week?
Yeah, I do that every week. Denver at Arizona tonight. That sucks. These are
He's not. I mean, he's not. Really
Denver getting the
wrong.
dub.
these are my takes. These are only
You're supposed
my
to leave
takes.
that one for last, man. Come on, it's a Thursday night game.
I'm going in
Josh-
order.
Josh Rosen. versus
Tennessee at
Denver.
Los Angeles, 9:30 a.m. That's in London. I won't be up for that.
I ain't
New
watching
England,
that.
Chicago. Chicago is gonna
That's
win. That's my
actually a
hottest take.
pretty nice
Buffalo and
game.
Indiana. Buffalo's gonna win.
Is-
Detroit at Miami. Miami's gonna win. Minnesota and New York. Minnesota is gonna win, but New York's gonna put up a
Which
fight.
New
Carolina
York?
at Philadelphia. Carolina's gonna win. Sorry. Cleveland at Tampa
not
Bay.
true.
Cleveland's gonna win in overtime. Houston at Jacksonville. Houston's gonna win. Screw it. Jacksonville sucks.
All right.
New Orleans at Baltimore, that is anyone's game. Los Angeles, San Francisco, 7-0. Dallas at Washington. Washington's gonna win, and they're gonna do it in convincing fashion.
God, don't say- that's
Cincinnati
not
at
happening.
Kansas City. Kansas City is gonna cream Cincinnati. But New York at Atlanta is anyone's game.
Which
'Cause
New
Atlanta
York
sucks. Thank you.
teams?
The Giants are playing Falcons on Monday Night Football
That's fantastic.
in Atlanta.
Why?
They make the schedule before the season.
Listen.
not like- it's not like college
listen,
football.
Listen. 1-4 versus 1-5. 1-5 versus 1-5.
Are you
That's
giving
fun.
the Giants primetime games?
Are the Falcons really 1-5?
Yes,
They're
they.
really bad.
That's
Wait,
not
they,
true.
They might be
games.
2-4.
That is
They do
not
not
true
win
at
games.
all.
Hey man,
They're
Falcons. can't-
2-4. They're 2-4.
The Falcons
Sorry.
can't beat anyone.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They're definitely not one win.
They're-
away.
they're
No,
really
anyway, we need to
They-
try to.
but they lose close shootout games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
But
They-
I do want to formally congratulate Jake. They found their quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pulled
back,
the
boys.
corpse of DA, Derek Anderson.
David
Jake's stealing my shtick.
I've said this.
hate it.
I am really, really mad at Sean McDermott
Why?
because we were one game away, one start away
What's this
from
we? Oh,
the society, the
Just-
world.
just
the
you.
NFL
we
fan
were
collective.
Just
no,
you.
We were one
Nathan Peterman's family.
start away from having Nathan Peterman as the single identifiable worst quarterback of all time, and now we can't
Yeah.
call him that because he's not going to get that last start. And Sean McDermott is selfish, and I
So
hate him.
selfish. Oh my gosh. He's trying to save his job, but yeah, he's so selfish.
I'm
First
sorry,
off,
Jake.
we're wasting a
I'm
great
really
Buffalo
sorry.
Bills defense.
That's absolutely. Well, I mean, is
This
it?
defense is top 10.
That's the thing. But no, are you really wasting it? Aren't you gonna have it for years?
That's the thing. Lorenzo Alexander is probably going to retire
Okay,
in the next
Lorenzo
2
Alexander's
years.
like ancient. I
Kyle
remember him playing
Williams,
for Washington
who
like 7 years
arguably
ago.
is
Kyle
having one of the
Williams
best
also old as
seasons.
hell.
He's old. Jerry Hughes doesn't have many years left. Doesn't have much
Okay,
left.
That's fair. That's fair.
Micah Hyde's not young. I mean, Micah Hyde's
So-
late 20s, but still, you know what I mean? Like, these guys have timetables.
I
This
got a
Bills
question-
defense is top 10, and their offense is bottom 5.
I got a question for Jake. Are you gonna go
Bottom
up to
3.
Are you gonna go up to Buffalo and like teach Josh Allen how to slide?
I mean, it's not hard, right? You put your left foot under your butt and you slide. You fall down in a forward motion. But no, he'd rather dive.
You'd rather hurdle, make
He'd
the
rather
highlight.
Yeah, right.
air Allen and whatever.
It's
It's
kind of-
so funny to
I
watch him air Allen like that because he'll get to the sideline and Sean McDermott will be like, "Hey, please stop.
Oh, Jake.
Please.
Well, I have a
Please,
I have a
for the
question
love
for
of
you.
Jeebers, stop."
What's the best way to break a table? Jump into it or slide under it?
Well, when you put it like that,
No, it's actually mind-boggling the amount of QBs that don't know how to slide. Like Robert Griffin III is one of the best athletes to play quarterback in the last 10 years,
Couldn't
and
slide.
he could not.
Michael Vick could never slide. He would just fall.
You know what was hilarious?
It's actually
Russell
mind-boggling.
Wilson, former MLB prospect,
Doesn't know how to slide.
would rather run out of bounds. It's crazy.
I actually respect that though.
But, like, I'm
I
like-
think it works for
'cause-
Russell because he knows how to do it better. But
And he also, I mean, running out of bounds.
I
is also
think about what you
difficult.
said
But
like
anyway.
2 or 3 weeks ago, where he hurdled that Minnesota defenseman. and you're
Air
like,
Anthony Barr.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Probably shouldn't. Yeah.
You really shouldn't be. doing
Josh,
that
from
stuff.
all of us in Buffalo Mafia, please get better.
Great highlight. Just don't do
Tone it
that.
down. Just bring it down. You're
It's
at,
so
you're at
funny.
you're at a 10. Let's bring it down about 7, maybe
Yeah.
6. You know. Buffalo is a train wreck on offense. I don't know what else to tell you. Kelvin Benjamin straight up told
Oh, yeah,
Josh
this is
Allen
incredible.
before the game, I do not want to run routes with you. I don't want to practice routes with you. But it's Cam Newton's fault that you're not a better
Yeah,
receiver.
yeah, yeah.
Get out of here. You're
Oh,
not
man.
going to be in Buffalo next year.
Nope.
You overweight,
Neither is LaShawn McCoy.
unathletic trash. Get out of here.
Fight list?
Would you go
Fighting
so
him?
far as to call him a bum?
Would I fight Kelvin Benjamin? Yes. Yes, I would. I would fight him until he gets his work ethic back in check.
Listen, the list of people that absolutely dumps you in a fight was looking pretty bad. Kelvin Benjamin was definitely tops on that list.
Yeah.
He will pummel you into the ground until you're
6'5", whatever. I got to jump uppercut this son. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I don't think.
Oh, man.
Stringy dread
this is
having, can't catch a ball.
I love
Get
Jake's
outta
fight
here.
list.
This is
Kid.
literally the 4th person Jake has threatened to fight on this episode.
Today. Yeah.
GTFO, Kelvin Benjamin.
God.
KB13, I went to bat for you so many times.
He was literally
You pseudo elite.
I had to listen.
No,
I
no,
had-
no, 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 not anymore.
I had to listen to you stand for this guy in the preseason like he was going to save your season.
Say Jones is the best receiver in Buffalo.
So cool.
You're not
so-
wrong.
and that's saying a lot.
Hey, we've only got 3 minutes left. We're just talking about Buffalo. Screw it. Let's go with it. Is LaShawn McCoy going to be there next year?
That's a great question.
Is he gonna be there for the rest of this year?
That's
Yeah.
a great question.
Yeah.
First off, Philly's not getting him.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably not.
Second of all, we love LaShawn McCoy. I love LaShawn McCoy. As long as his record's clear, I don't see a reason to get rid of him. He's still under contract. So it's all signs point to staying.
He's been the face of your franchise for the last like 6 years or something, right?
Yeah, him and Kyle.
That's true. Yeah, Kyle Williams. I mean, the problem is DTs aren't marketable. He's
And
like
Richie Incognito.
Hey,
Oh,
man.
man.
Hey, man. Richie, you do your thing. Just,
No,
just
don't
block.
do
just
your
block.
thing.
Yeah,
Just
please
block,
do
boy.
not do your
You're
thing.
so
Block.
racist,
Just
man.
block.
Please do not. Whatever you do not continue to do your thing.
Do not do your thing. What
Your
did he
thing
get
has
arrested for
proven-
this
Your
time?
thing has proven to be
I
mad
don't remember.
racist.
Probably bullying.
Also
Pretty sure he had
dumb.
death threats on Instagram.
Yeah,
or something.
that's what it was.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
you're a moron.
Also, that dude's a racist, like straight up. Look at his investigators report: allegations of dirty play, response, involuntary commentary on Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer, funeral home incident and arrest.
Let me just say this for everybody that's kind of thinking I'm a hater. I am a Buffalo fan till death,
Yeah,
and whether that be a curse or a blessing is up for debate.
I'm pretty sure it's the former, but
Oh my god!
I love being a Buffalo fan.
dog, I'm a Washington fan. Like I know what it looks like.
I love
okay?
being
It's
a
the
Buffalo
It's the
fan
former.
because you can just be so angry and people sympathize with you because of the 4 Super Bowls
That's
that I
fair.
weren't even alive
No one's
for.
gonna sympathize with me as a Washington fan.
What?
Support a
I
racist
wasn't
team
even
that's won 3
alive for
rings.
those Super Bowls.
All right, 2 quick things about Richie Incognito. I'm obsessed. On
This is
August 29th, August 20th, 2018, Richie was arrested and taken into custody after an incident at a funeral home where he threatened to shoot the employees while making funeral arrangements for his father. Police seized 2 Glocks, 3 rifles, and a suppressor for a handgun in Incognito's truck.
What?
And then also in July 2018, just the month before, for those of you who were keeping track, Incognito was named National Ambassador for Boo to Bullying, an anti-bullying nonprofit based in Los Angeles. In a statement announcing this nomination, he said he could relate to both sides, being bullied and being accused of bullying others.
Nice.
There you go. That's enough Incognito for talk for
All
a day.
right, so we
What
got
a person.
game tonight.
Game tonight, I'm
Cards,
taking
Broncos.
Denver. I'm taking Denver in Arizona.
No one's taking Arizona.
I'm taking Denver.
Yeah,
Rosen's
Denver.
not taking
we gotta
Arizona.
we gotta keep track of this. We need a table.
No, we don't. No
we absolutely-
accountability.
No,
Grayson,
what
what's
do you
your
mean no
NASCAR
accountability?
fact?
Oh no,
NASCAR fact. Quick NASCAR fact.
Recently, the longest tenured driver crew chief partnership is being split at the end of the year. Chad Canales will no longer be Jimmy Johnson's crew chief after this year,
Oh, that's cool.
which is crazy because Chad Canales is leaving the team. Lowe's is no longer going to sponsor him.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
It's crazy. They've been together for 17 years.
is that the longest in the history of NASCAR or just active?
I honestly do not know. I would need to double check. I
The
would
fact for
assume
next
so.
week.
I mean, because even like Jeff Gordon never had a guy that long.
Yeah, Yeah.
So I
That'd be
will
the
do more
fact for
research.
next
Oh no! All right.
All right.
Don't
Good
even worry
NASCAR
about it.
fact.
Later, guys.
Thank you.
Don't
Thank
make
you.
jokes about Jeff Gordon running people over.
Go,
Tony
Tony
Stewart.
Damn. Come on, man.
Way to end it on the L.